All right, hello everyone, and welcome to day 32 of my 1000 day challenge. So let's get started. All right, so first and foremost, as you can see on the S&P 500, so basically I've switched to the monthly scale because this is the 1st of the September. So the previous candle for the monthly casually closes. So things look really bullish right now in terms of S&P 500. You can see over the past few months, you have a strong large drop for the 2 months, which is the February and March, and after that, March bounce back, much strength is forming upwards. So I do see potential retracement coming soon. How soon it can be is really hard for me to decide. Could really shoot really high before dropping down. So yeah, so to bear in mind that it's really a little bit overextended above the 20 exponential moving average on the monthly chart. So it does seem that potential retracement could happen, but of course, if it has a much more, what do you call that, a reasonable rate of growth like this, it will be much more sustainable in that sense, in comparison to what you're experiencing over here, which is some sort of like a parabolic growth. So yeah, so there's something to take note of. It is maybe extremely bullish now, but that doesn't mean there's the best time to add in terms of investment. So I'm not adding in terms of S&P 500 or even Nasdaq. As you can see on the monthly scale basis, it's approaching the parabolic, like the vertical kind of upward momentum. All right, so that's the same for S&P 500, Nasdaq. And if you take a little look at the ASHR wise, you're also having this very strong parabolic move on the monthly scale. But that's it. You can see that for the, taking a look at ASHR, you do bear in mind that for ASHR, it tends to be very strong when it has a very clear momentum move. You can see that this is a very sharp downwards, this is a very sharp upwards, a very small retracement before it runs all the way up again. So do bear in mind that certain stocks have certain kind of tendencies. So for ASHR, I am actually looking to add even more position, especially after it breached above this high itself. So it does leads to good signs. So if it does retraces potentially here at the $33 to $34 mark, it could act as a support coming in. And for KWEB wise, similarly, it has broke above this key resistance, which is very interesting to me. And now it's making all-time high similar to NASDAQ. As you can understand, KWEB is like the equivalent of the NASDAQ over the China market. All right, so that's just a monthly overlook. And if you took in terms of going back to S&P 500, yeah, just want to touch a little bit on the daily chart as well. You can see this is somewhat still of a sustainable growth. If you do see some sort of like this exponential, like the spike upwards, he has a tendency to pull back sharply as well to this 20 exponential moving average or this moving average region. So over here, it still could be rather sustainable or reasonable in the near term, but if it does pull really upward, you could potentially have a much sharper retracement down to the 20 exponential or even the 50 simple moving average per se, which I'll gladly add in terms of long-term investment wise. All right, then similarly for NASDAQ, same thing. I'm looking for more healthy retracement over here before adding, and you have entered over here in terms of a long setup for both S&P 500 and NASDAQ. I will definitely be trailing the rest of it until it breaks below the 20 exponential moving average. For ASHR wise, I'm actually looking to potentially add if its prices remains between here, which is the $34.80 to $36. So basically $34.50 to $36 is where I don't mind adding as well, because you can see over here it's forming very nice higher high and overall higher low. Although technically when I mention the higher high and higher low, I always take the most recent one in terms of trading perspective. Whereas in the case of investment, I do take into look at the broader picture per se. Is it overall forming higher highs like this? And I'll ignore all these smaller waves that has formed in between. All right, so I would add for ASHR today, but I would not be adding for KWEB. I do see potential retracement or consolidation within this region of the ascending triangle. And the more time it takes to consolidate to around maybe even 14 to 17 September, that would be a great time. Of course, it could break up much earlier, in which case I would also choose to add in terms of long-term investment wise. All right, and finally for Bitcoin in terms of trading setup, the daily chart wise still looks really bullish, with forming a high, higher high, and even though there was a close of a slightly lower low, but it's still maintained above higher than this high. So it's really a good sign. And looking at the 4-hourly chart, like what I mentioned, we have entered a long setup yesterday. So taking a look over here, I mentioned that over here, I did say that over here, this consolidation, either I wait for consolidation to happen, which you can, if you do look at the 4-hour chart, this will be the consolidation, which is like an expanding wedge kind of pattern. And if you wait for a breakout, you have entered over here on the later side of things, but you will have been able to have a tighter stop loss. So that does not necessarily mean that just because you entered late, you will have a poorer risk to reward. There's a common misperception. And that is also why some traders tend to enter after breakout, while some traders enter prior to breakout. So in this case, I would say I enter prior to breakout, I put a buy stop order. So in this case, what happens is that when I understand that it breaks above here, I do see momentum. But in this case, I need to give a wider stop loss. So I put it over here like what I mentioned. If you look over at the Excel, I mentioned that my trailing stop loss at the 11,400 plus region. And you can see that the low only hit 11,515. So I would say I was using this structure, and buy itself is also a little bit aggressive. Conservatively, some people will put it below here at least. So bear that in mind. However, if you were to enter only upon the breakout over here, after the expanding wedge, what you could have on the other hand is you could be putting it somewhere here. You could have a much tighter stop loss over here. So similarly, over at the same price target, I'll have a 1:1.5 risk to reward. So that is something to bear in mind. That at the end of the day, even though both traders may have the same target and different entry, we will still have similar rewards in that sense. Because in terms of the risk, if we are risking the same 1%, we are getting 1.5% return. So which is why there are many ways to really enter or even exit. And if you exit, you could exit on a later stage to have better risk to reward, or you could exit earlier to have a lower risk to reward, but a higher probability of that happening as well. All right. So yeah, so ultimately, I guess trading is something that you have to bear in mind that a lot of it takes into consideration your entry, your exit, and yeah. So for early entry, I generally have wider stop loss in the anticipation of some kind of volatility retracement like this. Yeah. All right, so otherwise, that's the update I have for you guys today, and I'll keep you guys updated. So stay tuned and have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.